How to enter flow state on command, like a superhuman. Have you ever felt like this? Time disappears. Your mind and body sync perfectly, and you're working with effortless intensity. You're not trying to work, you are the work itself. This isn't dark learning, it's called flow state. And today, I'm going to teach you how to enter it on command, like a superhuman. What is flow? Flow is a concept coined by psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. He said, "True happiness doesn't come from pleasure, but from being fully immersed in a challenging activity." Flow isn't magic, it's a brain state you can trigger. NASA studies show that elite forces can enter flow within minutes by syncing brainwaves and breathing, improving test performance by over 200%. MIT labs discovered that during flow, the gamma band of brainwave spikes the same frequency tied to creativity and memory integration. Even philosopher Schopenhauer said, "It is when we forget ourselves in action that we come closest to our true inner nature." In this video, you'll learn what flow is, why it's hard to access, how to enter it scientifically, how 10 minutes a day can unlock superhuman focus. So let me ask you, when was the last time you entered a flow state? Was it playing piano, running, coding, writing, or maybe just finishing something in the middle of the night? Fully focused? So drop your story in the comments. Your flow moment might inspire someone else. Let's talk about it in detail. What is flow? The hidden state of peak focus and fulfillment. Have you ever found yourself so absorbed in an activity that the world around you simply faded away? You weren't stressed. You weren't even trying. It was as if time passed, your thoughts and actions merged, and everything just flowed. That powerful, almost magical experience is what psychologists call flow state. First described by Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, flow is the mental state where a person becomes fully immersed in a task that sits at the sweet spot between too easy and too difficult. It's not just about working hard, it's about becoming one with what you do. According to Csikszentmihalyi, flow is one of the most powerful drivers of human happiness, productivity, and even creativity. Let's break down what actually happens in flow. First, there is deep, unwavering focus. In flow, distractions fall away, and your attention is laser sharp. Second, there's the merging of action and awareness. You no longer have to think about what you're doing. Your body and mind are in perfect harmony. Food, time perception becomes distorted. Minutes may feel like seconds, or hours may pass in what feels like a blink. Fourth, you lose your self-consciousness. Doubts, fears, and that little voice in your head go silent. There is only the task. And finally, you feel a deep, intrinsic joy. Even if the task is difficult, the act of doing it feels incredibly rewarding. This is more than just working hard. It's a finely tuned interaction between psychology and neuroscience. When you enter flow, your brain is operating at its peak potential, efficient, focused, and creatively charged. Here's the exciting part. Flow is not random. It can be trained, triggered, and repeated. Imagine entering this state for just 10 minutes a day. How much more could you learn, create, or achieve? So next time you find yourself totally absorbed when you can't stop and don't want to, you might just be in flow. And learning how to access flow on command may be the hidden key to your most productive, creative, and fulfilling life. Why should you care about flow? What if you could learn 3 times faster, unlock bursts of creative genius, and work with the focus and stamina of a peak-performing athlete, all without taking a pill or drinking another cup of coffee? That's not a fantasy. That's flow. Neuroscientific studies show that when you're in flow, your brain releases a cocktail of powerful neurochemicals: dopamine, norepinephrine, serotonin, and endorphins. This isn't just a feel-good mix, it's a state that massively boosts attention, pattern recognition, memory retention, and motivation. Studies have shown that people in flow can learn up to 300% faster and retain what they learn with much greater accuracy. But speed is just the beginning. Flow also unleashes explosive creativity. Instead of linear problem solving, you begin to think laterally. Seemingly unrelated ideas connect. Intuition and logic blend together. Many artists, engineers, and innovators report that their biggest breakthroughs didn't happen by thinking harder, but by entering that deeply immersive state where thoughts flowed effortlessly, even more powerful. Flow protects your mind. When you're in flow, the part of the brain responsible for self-criticism and worry, the medial prefrontal cortex, temporarily powers down. That inner voice that says you're not good enough or you might fail, it gets quiet. In its place, you experience calm, confidence, and clarity. These make flow a natural defense against anxiety and depression. People who access flow regularly show lower rates of stress-related disorders and greater emotional resilience. To put it simply, flow is the cheat code to better focus, better learning, better performance, and better mental health. That's why you should care. That's why learning to trigger it is not just useful, it's essential. This is not pseudoscience. Flow is backed by neuroscience. Some people think flow is just a buzzword, some mystical vibe about being in the zone. But make no mistake, flow is not a myth. It's a scientifically mapped, neurologically measurable state of consciousness, and it can be triggered by design. Let's start with what quantum neuroscience reveals. When you enter flow, one of the biggest changes in your brain is the deactivation of the default mode network, DMN. This part of the brain lights up when you're distracted, self-conscious, or lost in overthinking. In flow, however, it quiets down. In its place, a task-positive network, TPN, kicks in. This network drives attention, decision-making, and goal-oriented action. In simple terms, flow is your brain shifting from wandering to doing, from worry to execution. Then there's the brainwave shift. In everyday alertness, our brain operates mostly in beta waves, 13 to 30 Hz. But during flow, your brain shifts into a zone between alpha, 8 to 12 Hz, and theta, 4 to 7 Hz, the sweet spot for creativity, intuition, and deep focus. This brainwave state is also associated with meditation, trance, and high-level problem solving. And here's the exciting part. Studies show you can train yourself to access this brainwave zone. Through practices like focused breathing, meditation, and task ritualization, you can condition your mind to enter flow faster and stay there longer. so no, this is not pseudoscience. Flow is real, measurable, and trainable. It's not a lucky accident, it's a neurological ability you already have. You just need to learn how to use it. How to trigger flow on demand? Yes, you can train it. A common myth is that flow is something spontaneous, a lucky mood, or an accidental burst of inspiration. But modern neuroscience tells us a different story. Flow can be triggered on demand with the right setup and intentional design. Here's how to train your brain to switch into flow like flipping a light switch. Step 1. Set a clear, slightly challenging goal. Flow needs clarity and purpose. If the task is too easy, you'll get bored. If it's too hard, anxiety kicks in. The sweet spot is something just above your current skill level. Think of it like this. If you're used to writing 500 words in an hour, challenge yourself to write 600 in 45 minutes. That little edge pushes your brain to engage deeply without triggering overwhelm. Step 2. Eliminate all distractions. Flow cannot coexist with distraction. Your brain needs at least 15 minutes of uninterrupted focus to begin entering the flow zone. So put your phone on airplane mode, close unrelated tabs, silence notifications, and maybe even use noise-canceling headphones. Many people find success with the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes of focused work followed by a 5-minute break. Or you can begin with a 5-minute breathing meditation to clear the mental noise. Step 3. Create your flow launch ritual. Top performers often have a pre-flow ritual. It could be making a cup of tea, tidying up your desk, lighting a candle, or playing a specific playlist. These small actions act as cues, telling your brain it's time to get serious. Rituals aren't magic, they're neurological anchors that prepare your mind to enter a state of deep engagement. Step 4. Build instant feedback loops. Flow thrives on real-time progress. If you don't see your momentum, you lose motivation. So create a system of feedback, a visual checklist, a progress bar, or a simple notepad with small wins ticked off. For example, if you're studying, cross off each chapter as you finish it. These micro-rewards signal your brain that progress is being made, which encourages it to stay in the zone. Step 5. Identify your golden flow window. Timing matters. For most people, the best flow windows are about 2 hours after waking up, or around 1 hour after lunch. These are moments when your body is physically alert, but your mind is still free from the day's clatter. Schedule your most important creative or strategic tasks during these times. Don't waste your prime mental hours on emails or admin. In summary, you don't have to wait for inspiration to strike. You can train flow like a skill. With clear goals, a distraction-free space, rituals, feedback, and optimal timing, you can switch into superhuman focus almost at will. Flow is not luck. It's a system. Master the system and you master your mind. Expert backing Nietzsche. True joy lies in complete self-forgetfulness. Jung. The unconscious releases its power when we stop trying. Csikszentmihalyi. Happiness is not in relaxation, but total immersion. Final call to action. Flow isn't a talent. It's a trainable skill. Each time you access it, you level up beyond yesterday. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell.